Hi guys. So today is day 13 of having COVID. I feel loads better. It's like a weight is lifted off my shoulders. I am still not allowed to return to work because I still haven't tested negative. I don't plan on taking another test today. I probably won't take a test until at least tomorrow, possibly not until Friday because there's really no point. But I'm very frustrated to say the least, and I'm honestly considering not even returning to my church secretary job, and let me explain to you the reason why. So I feel like it would be a good idea before people return to church because it was basically an outbreak at the churches, the two churches, the one that I go to and the one that I work for, that has the same pastor. And there was basically an outbreak after Easter. We had our first big Easter brunch after Easter service, and then everybody started testing positive shortly after that. So I brought up yesterday, because my godmother is on the session, which is basically like a church council. I brought up yesterday that we should probably deep clean, or at least thoroughly clean all of the high contact, high touch areas within both churches. And so my godmother brought it up to the pastor yesterday because she was trying to figure out if the church council and church session would be willing, or if they thought it was a good idea to have church services this coming Sunday. And I told her, well, maybe we should deep clean, or at least thoroughly clean the high touch areas, like I was saying. And the pastor sent her some link to the CDC website about how you don't need to clean unless somebody has been with confirmed or suspected COVID, unless they've been there within the last 24 hours, you don't need to clean. That's not the point. The point to me is that's poor leadership. With two very elderly congregations, because there's really not that many young people at either congregation, I would say clean it just because you want to be safe to welcome back these elderly people. But she doesn't seem to want to do that. So I don't know if I will return. If I do return to work, I'm probably going to buy rubber gloves and I'm going to wear a mask the whole time. I'm going to bring Lysol wipes and everything because I don't feel comfortable with it. I don't want to get COVID again. And I don't, obviously COVID doesn't live for that long on these surfaces, but, I don't know who's been exposed and who hasn't. And so I'm not trying to get COVID again. This was awful. And then, not being able to work for 2 weeks because it's, tomorrow it'll be 2 weeks since I got sick. And it will be 2 weeks since I have worked. And she put in her email to the church session and church council that, because she sent this email out to both churches. One has a church session, which is basically a council, and the other one has a church council. But she put in there that most people that had tested positive for COVID initially are now testing negative, and mostly everybody has returned to work. She's not allowing me to return to work, so I can't. So I'm not making money from that job this entire time, which really sucks. I'm very frustrated, you guys. I'm still very proud of myself that I kept my 4.0 GPA, even with having COVID, because I had zero motivation to study. I had zero motivation to even write my final paper. My final paper for my culture and health class, I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but I did it on substance abuse in Native American / indigenous communities, and particularly with Native American youth, and how we can address that as a country. But it's just I had zero motivation, and I thought I was going to totally bomb that paper, but I ended up getting 100%, and the professor really liked a lot of the points that I brought up. I'm just very surprised that I didn't bomb it, because like my headspace was not anywhere close to where it should have been to write a 5-page final paper for this class. So I'm very thankful that I got 100%. And I'm very thankful that my chemistry professor was understanding when I told her that I had COVID, because I reached out to her and let her know, you know, a couple days before the final exam opened that I had COVID, and is there like, can I get an extension, or, you know, is there anything that I can do? And she was very willing to work with me. It's just very frustrating because, you know, I still can't believe that out of like the facilities that I worked in, where I was literally working on COVID units, I never got COVID. But then I go to a church Easter brunch and I get COVID. And the thing about it is, like, I wasn't even around people. I mean, I was, but for the most part, I stayed in the church kitchen, and I did not sit with other people. I did not eat around other people, and I really didn't eat that much at all, because, you know, I was kind of a little nervous about eating food that other people had prepared, because it was like a potluck brunch, and that's where everybody ended up getting COVID from. I don't know. I'm trying to keep you guys updated. Like, I literally have no symptoms unless I laugh too hard. Then I get like a little coughing fit, but that's it. Like, I feel like myself again. I'm pretty sure that I sound better. Other than the cough, like if I'm doing like a strenuous exercise, like going for a quick paced walk, I do tend to get tired out a lot easier than I did before having COVID, if that makes sense. But it's very frustrating. I appreciate everyone keeping me in their thoughts and prayers, because this has been like a nightmare. Yeah, I can't imagine like not being vaccinated and like having no protection whatsoever and getting this virus, because it's awful. So yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to give you guys that update. Day 13 of COVID. I'm not doing everyday updates, but hopefully my next COVID update will be that I'm testing negative for COVID. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys next time.